We'll get started this Monday here, July 10th, 2017, Village Board meeting. May I have a roll call?
Trustee Stevens.
Here.
Trustee Myers.
Here.
Trustee Compton.
Here.
Trustee Landwehr.
Here.
Trustee Swenson.
Here.
Trustee Walschlager. Here. President Vanderstel.
Here. We will have the Pledge of Allegiance by Trustee Swenson.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, at this time, if there's any public comments for any items that are not on the agenda, seeing that there are none, we have the consideration of a motion to approve Village Board minutes from the June 26th meeting.
I move we approve the minutes.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? That motion is carried. Second item on the agenda is a consideration of a motion to approve the vouchers and payments in the amount of $446,355.81.
We've got, Ryan wants to.
I just want to alter that amount. It will be $64.36 less. I did not do the math. I did the math on the actual checks. The checks were $303,299.30. They're now going to be $303,234.94. There was an invoice that was a duplicate that was found. We received something from Truck Country today, and then a refund that they gave us that was improper. So it went down $64.36. So whatever tonight's total list minus $64.36.
So I move we pay the bills for $446,355.82 less
$64.36.
$64.31.
36.
36.
Second, to whatever it is.
Can we do that?
I can't get there fast enough. Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
be. It's been moved and
Question.
seconded.
Question.
Yes.
Isn't that funny?
I don't know what, page 7, it's, Mike, it's for you, outside services contracts, Emerald Ashbore counseling for $630. $630 to tell us what to do, or $630 to do it?
What
Is that just
happened
one
is that,
location, or is that?
no, that's throughout the entire village. What happened is our consultants started marking the trees for treatment and found that some of the trees were beyond treatable. So he had to reorganize the trees that were going to be treated in 2017 and 2018 to try to make sure we're treating the most efficient way possible and saving as many ash trees as possible. So we had to put a lot of extra time in reorganizing the treatment list.
Okay, so how are we doing on that budget then?
We're doing really well. We just got the bill today. I believe it was just under $11,000. It's $7 an inch diameter for treating the trees. And we had like 1,512 inch diameter of trees that have been treated.
I didn't see them treat the ones in my yard.
We're just doing in the public right of way and in the parks.
Have they cut down the ones that were not saved?
We are still working on doing that. We have about 350 trees we have to still cut down.
Is our department doing it?
Our department, yes, Public Works is doing that.
So when you're cutting them down, you put a little red stripe around them?
No,
Red
what we do
spray?
is we usually put like a white X on the trees.
No, but I mean, after it's gone.
Oh, we mark the trunk, the stump, and then we'll come back in the fall and do the stump grinding.
Okay. All right, how many of those trees have you taken down?
I would have to look at the records. I don't have that.
More than
number.
what we thought?
Yes, because of the latest find when they're looking at the treating of the trees and finding more trees are beyond being treated, we're adding more to our workload.
So what do you think the budget's gonna go up to next year?
We're still working on those numbers. Unfortunately, I don't have that number for you right now.
Think it's gonna double?
No, it shouldn't double. But for the number of trees we have to replace, we're still going to be looking at a number that we're in a deficit.
I saw some that were, we cut down that were like between the road and the sidewalk about this far. We're not gonna put another tree in some location like that, are we? I think it was Lindenwood?
No, if the area is too small to plant a tree where it would cause problems with the adjacent sidewalk or the curb, we're not going to plant a tree. Otherwise, if the area is a little bit smaller than what you'd have for a medium or large tree, we'd look at putting a smaller tree, one that only goes up to about 15 feet in height.
Okay, so you're looking at smaller trees, not smaller
Correct.
areas.
Yep.
How are you getting rid of the trees?
I've lost it.
We cut them up, we grind them up, and then we take them to the yard.
For mulch?
What we can for mulch, and then the larger pieces are available for local use only of firewood.
And that doesn't infect any,
When we cut the trees down,
yeah?
the larvae have basically left the tree. They've done their damage and they've left the tree.
When are we gonna have the big village bonfire then?
That was brought up in the past, yes.
Yeah, I know it, but when are we gonna have that? Has that been scheduled?
We'll have to ask the,
It has not.
Dave's bringing the marshmallows.
Thank you.
thank you.
Ryan, can you clarify, that's 6436, that's $6,400, $64.
$64.36.
Okay,
So just so you know, the new total for vouchers is $446,291.45.
I just wanted to make sure it was clarified. Thank you, because I had the numbers wrong. So that's been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? The motion is carried. Next items are actions related to licensing and permits. We have bartender and operators licenses that expired June 30th, 2018 for Ariel Miser, Kayla Trupler, Corrine DeStahl, Deborah Morris, Natalie Johnson, Katrina Thiel. The police chief and village clerk recommend approval of the licenses listed above. The applicants have successfully completed the responsible beverage servers course.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Those are granted. Next items are the street use permit for large-scale event. This is for Metropolitan Builders Association for the Parade of Homes at Four Winds West Subdivision on August 11th through September 4th, 2017. Weekdays 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. and weekends and Labor Day 11 a.m. to 5 p.m.
I so move.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That is granted. Street use permit, the applicant is Kristen Theis for a block party on Kestrel Way, July 22nd, 2017, from 3 p.m. to midnight.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? That is granted. Next item on the agenda is a presentation and consideration of approval of an Eagle Scout project by Sam Cox of Troop 224.
Sam Cox. So as he said, I'm with the Boy Scouts at Troop 224. I'm currently on the way to become an Eagle Scout. And so I'm working with the library, the Hartland Public Library over there, on a project called the Story Walk. And so a Story Walk is, it's like when you're hiking, you see those information signs, you know? It's those on a shorter scale. So imagine like sort of 3 feet off the ground and with children's book pages inside. And so we're actually using these as the frame, and so this will be what the frames look like. This one is not fully assembled. There'll be sheets of acrylic in here, and the laminated book pages will go in here. And so it'd be about this high off the ground, a little higher actually, and it would have children's book pages inside. And these pages can be changed out from the bottom. It comes off, and these pages can be changed. Some completed examples. Oh boy. Look, yep, that one. That is a good example of that. That one obviously is being installed. Our pages would probably be a little bit smaller in size. No. Like that one, our frame obviously doesn't look like that, but that we would be using wooden posts 4x4. So that's a good way to show that. And yeah, that's another just a good example
You
of
said it's
what it
the
would look like.
So it has pages they can turn?
No, okay. So there will be actually 19 of these posts along the Ice Age Trail. And here's... No. Not quite. There we go. So this is a map of the... Can I get that full screen? Can that be full screen?
Isn't that all the way to the right in that toolbar there, Sam?
I can't.
Not quite that far. down, left, stop, right there. That's as full as you
That
can
works.
get it.
Okay, so this is our map of where we want to put them. The green dots are just vertical markers of where they would be. For that whole top half they're looking at right now, they could go on either side of the library for the most part, or not the library, the trail there. And then continues down to here, and it'll go to the other end. So it's from Haight Street to, what is that, Park Avenue. And so that there'll be 19 of those, each one with these frames and with the pages inside. And so kids can, and adults, can walk or run along and read the books that are in there at the time.
What kind of books?
Children's books. So we're looking currently we're looking at picture books.
Are they changed often, or is it one book?
We are
per
looking
month?
at changing them about once every 8 weeks.
8 weeks?
Yes.
And what would be your focus? What books would be your focus? Focusing on what?
We have no direct focus, although it's being heavily considered that we focus on sort of the Ice Age Trail and outdoors and stuff, because that's the Ice Age Trail. It's right next to the Bark River. It'd be a very good theme for that, but it could also change depending on the season. So summer, we might have more summer-themed books. During Christmas time and winter, we would have holiday books and the like.
Who would be in charge of changing those?
It's currently believed that we'll have our reference staff in charge of that.
What?
Our reference staff at the library, our librarians.
Oh, okay.
Our library board has approved of this project.
Who's making these
Working
frames?
with a committee of the library board, and that's why the posts are short, because they're for children. You know, and it's, like you said, basically between Park Avenue and Haight Drive. And,
How do they compare? Didn't we have some Ice Age trail signs that were going to be put out that, are they going to be in the same area? Or, I don't know, I haven't been over there specifically looking, but are they going to be the same height, higher, smaller, bigger? They don't conflict with any of the Ice Age trail signs?
No, in
Okay.
fact, in this
Okay.
area, there probably won't be any additional Ice Age Trail-related signage. There is a very little bit at the corner there by the library where the outdoor patio was just installed. I don't know if you can,
By that, it's
if you can reference it there. Right in that area where the
One
outdoor
more dot
patio
down.
was installed, to the south there,
yeah.
and to the little around the corner, essentially, there are formation signs. So drumlins, eskers, kettles, and those kinds of things
Oh,
are
okay.
put there. That signage is away from where I believe
Yes,
Sam
it
has cited
is.
his
Okay.
project. The other material related to the Ice Age Trail will be either in Nixon or up in Centennial Park, so clearly well
I
away.
think that's a good idea with the library like that. I think that's great.
I think it's nice that it's so close to the library,
Mhm.
and it's right along that
Yeah.
trail, but also that the height is, it's lower than where only
Yes.
adults can read it. I can see kids walking with their parents or whoever, and they're, running up to see the next page of the book as they go along.
Yeah, it encourages literacy.
Sure, absolutely.
These frames for
This is a local, not local, but it's a Midwestern company called Barking Dog Exhibits. It's a small business, and so they produce all of these by order. And so they sent us this sample so that we could look at it, fundraise with it, show it to you guys, and make sure that was a good product.
How soon do you figure you'll have that completed? I mean, if we're okay, which I doubt if there'd be a problem.
We would like it done by the end of summer,
Okay.
so we're fast tracking it.
And the cost of one would be?
The cost of
approximately?
one of these frames is a little under $200 currently, because they have a discount in the month of July. Otherwise, it's close to $200. Otherwise, then you have to consider the cost of the posts. The project total comes out to about $5,000.
How does that get covered, Sam?
We are fundraising a significant amount of it, though we are still tossing around ideas of the library board potentially paying for it initially with fundraising money, recovering some of the cost of it in the future, because not all organizations will be able to provide for us at this moment. However, we are contacting like the Friends of the Library, the Kiwanis, Rotary, organizations like that in order to raise as much funds as possible.
Have you gone around any of the businesses around the community at all?
I'm communicating with the chamber to see if we could get some of the businesses within the chamber to sponsor.
Okay, it might be it's a help
Yeah,
idea.
yeah.
I think it's a good idea.
Any other discussion? So what we're approving right now, we're approving the,
Installation?
it would be the installation. Are the frames already purchased?
So what you would really be approving, because remember, the village is the owner of the property, so the village is being asked to approve the installation of the signs in coordination with the library.
Okay.
$5,000.
Nope, the village is not paying any of that. It's just merely approval of the installation, because it's your
Are
property.
you guys?
All the expenses would go through the library or fundraising, as Sam is talking about.
That's all, that's all.
All right.
Is
Yes,
that
Yes,
a
vol-
permission to
Volunteers
install
Volunteers
on the
found by
village
me will be
property?
installing them.
Oh, awesome.
Yep.
Don't let your dad be there.
I'd like to
I'd
make a
rather have
motion
them
to
there.
approve.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? You got it.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you. I'm
We'll
sure
have
it's
them
gonna
in by
look great.
fall, huh?
$200 for the frame.
We'll be able to look at them by fall, huh?
Well, they'll take a lot of weather and stuff, so. Next item on the agenda is consideration of a request to allow the Nixon Park Beer Garden to open early on Friday, July 14th. I know we touched on this, but we didn't do the early end, we did
Well,
the
yeah,
late end.
interestingly enough, the village, as you know, has an agreement for the operation of the beer garden. It does provide for permission by the village administrator to extend the hours later in the evening. We didn't contemplate opening earlier, however. The beer garden has received a specific request from the Rotary to open early on the 14th, this coming Friday, for a special event at the park, to which I think all of you have been invited, by the way. And there's no provision for us to approve that other than by the village board. So
Can
there is
we,
the request.
can we change that tonight so that they don't have to come to the board or anybody? That we can make the motion to approve it, that you have the permission to.
I suppose you could extend,
Or the-
authorize
or the-
this and any other early, you could. If you word a motion that would say that the village board authorizes the beer garden to open early and authorizes the administrator to open other times early as he sees fit.
I think that'd save a lot of, all of a sudden somebody pops up tomorrow and they gotta wait 2
Yeah,
weeks.
Right,
You know,
I don't know how often this comes up,
Yeah.
frankly.
but, you
And,
know,
because we don't have the use permit,
well,
other than
and
with the beer garden.
And we'll have to decide. I mean, obviously, we're kind of in a test year for this, and
Yeah.
we're sort of feeling out how things occur and what kinds of requests come up and how successful it is and all of those sorts of things. So I imagine we'll modify the agreement a little bit next year, namely to address this and perhaps some other things. But for the rest of the year, if the board wanted to adopt a motion like I suggested, you could.
I'd like to suggest, that. In fact, I'd like to make a motion. Have you got that down? What are you suggesting? State it again. Can we give you permission
Open
Second.
early and.
to open early?
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Yeah.
To make other exceptions.
What is the motion now? I'm really confused.
So the motion that I suggested that apparently was made was a motion to authorize the early open on July 14th and to authorize the village administrator and to authorize other early opens at his discretion.
All right.
It's eliminating the 2-week wait in case someone tomorrow.
Did somebody second that?
I did.
It was
Yeah.
moved and seconded, yes.
Well,
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? It's granted. I'm sure there's gonna be some announcements, but I will say, for everything that went on in Hartland, over the last week with everything that had to do with the 125th, birthday of Hartland, with the fireworks that were absolutely phenomenal. I heard people, even someone at work, and I work in Milwaukee, saying they were there and they were just outstanding, and they really were. They were great. I think we really showed up this year. I was really happy with it. I hope everybody, I don't know if anybody else has any other comments on it, but I thought it was absolutely outstanding, and everything that was put into that huge cut of tree trunk was awesome, that timetable. In fact, I think that something's being added to that.
We are.
A couple.
You're referring to the oak tree slab, the 186-year-old oak tree slab that has now been relocated out in front of the library, which, it spent the weekend in Nixon Park. But we're modifying that a little bit. We're adding 2 military conflicts that were not on there that we think appropriately should be added. the Korean War and the Vietnam War are both being added. Those are under production right now and should be on in the next week or so.
Any other announcements?
Street dance this weekend.
Street dance this weekend? I think everybody's gonna show up. I would imagine everybody knows. It's been all over Facebook and Twitter and everything else. I think everybody's kind of psyched up for that.
Well, and the other thing is, I think that beer garden people, I thought it was pretty nice. I haven't been down there drinking beer, but,
I was, and it was good.
yeah, but I mean, the people are down, it's really nice and orderly, and there were a
Oh,
lot
it's
of people.
fantastic.
It's
Big glasses, so you're not up there all the time.
it's fantastic.
No, it was good. It is. It's nice. I'm
Yeah.
glad that we have it, and I think they're still doing well, so.
Definitely.
I'd like to make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
This meeting is adjourned.
5 minutes.
21 minutes.